Hello everyone. This is a continuation of Act 2, Scene 1. I stopped with Cassius drawing Brutus aside to have a talk with him. To fill the gap on stage, Shakespeare makes others engage in a conversation that is not important to the storyline, but it is to remind the audience that it is still dark and the sun is about to rise in a few hours. Brutus and Cassius return, and Brutus shakes hands with each one of them. His handshake is a sign of his assuming leadership of the conspiracy. Cassius wants an oath to bind everyone to the conspiracy. Brutus vehemently says no. He rejects the proposal as unworthy of noble Romans ready to liberate their republican state from the grip of tyranny. He says, if the appealing or reproachful look on the faces of men, our own suffering and our deep consciousness of the present state of affairs in Rome are not strong motives for us to form this conspiracy and be firm and loyal to the cause of the Republic, then let us disperse right now and go to sleep. Let Caesar continue to do his worst, and let us all wait for our turn to be punished or put to death by him. But I am sure that the above reasons are enough to kindle cowards and make weak-spirited women courageous. Then why do we need an oath to make us act or go forward with our mission? We, secret Romans, have committed to this and will not palter, means will not go back on our words. We are honorable men who have given the word to each other to do or die in the process. Let priests, cowards, and spiritless men swear to wrong causes. Our mission is noble and it should not be stained with an oath. It is every true Roman's duty and responsibility towards Rome. If he does not feel that, then he is not the true son of a noble Roman. Cassius asks whether they should include Cicero. Brutus says an emphatic no. Cassius further talks of murdering Mark Antony along with Caesar. Cassius thinks he is a shrewd contriver and could cause problems later. Brutus says no. Their cause will seem too bloody if they add anyone other than Caesar. For killing Caesar is like a sacrifice to save Rome. Moreover, after Caesar's murder, Antony will be powerless. It's like cutting the limb of a dead man. Brutus sincerely believes they are all against Caesar's spirit and wishes they could kill Caesar's spirit without any bodily harm to him. But of course, that is not possible. He innocently says, let's carve him as a dish for gods, not hack him to feed hounds. Let us be called the perjurers, that means the cleansers, not the murderers. And again dismisses Mark Antony as Caesar's arm, which cannot function after Caesar's head is off. But Cassius is not convinced. He says, I fear him for the ingrafted love he bears to Caesar. Ingrafted means deep. Brutus again dismisses this argument and says, if he loves Caesar so much, let him pine and let him take his own life. For he is given to sports, to wildness and much company. Trebonius agrees with Brutus regarding Mark Antony. The clock strikes 3. Cassius reminds everyone that it is still doubtful whether Caesar will come to the capital that morning because he has found out that he has become superstitious of late. Earlier he was not, but the many supernatural incidents, the stormy nights, the uncommon sight of meteors, and other fantasies and dreams have made him superstitious, and he may not come. Decius Brutus pounces at this and says confidently that he will fetch Caesar to the capital. He explains that unicorn can be betrayed by the enemy standing near a tree and moving away when the unicorn rushes to attack. Its horns will get stuck in the tree. If one places large mirrors to catch bears, it's very easy to trap bears. Elephants can be trapped with pits or holes and lions with nets. Decius says men can be trapped by flattery and he will tell Caesar he does not fall for flattery, and Caesar falls for this flattery. It is decided that Decius Brutus will use this trick. It's decided that everyone will be at Caesar's house at 8 to accompany him to the capital. Brutus asks Metellus Cimber to go and sound Caius Ligarius. He says he loves Brutus and he is against Caesar, for Caesar had scolded him for speaking well of Pompey. They are ready to leave, and Brutus tells them to mask their faces with cheerfulness and a dignified composure, just like Roman actors do. With that, everyone departs so that they meet at 8 o'clock. As far as the text is concerned, I stop here, but I would like to point out a few noteworthy ironies in this part of the scene. Irony means uttering a few statements, but totally the opposite of that happens later. There are many kinds of ironies, but here it is this. First one, Brutus says Antony is but a limb of Caesar, and then says, think not of Mark Antony, he can do more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off. He doesn't know how sorely they are going to pay for Caesar's death at Antonio's hands. Again, Brutus says about Caesar, let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass. Hew means cut. Him as a carcass fit for hounds. Actually, they act like butchers, and Caesar has 23 cuts on his body. Then the main one is Brutus is brainwashed to think that he is sacrificing Caesar for the good of Rome. All others act on personal vengeance against Caesar. Far from ending the civil unrest and restoring the republic, the murder of Caesar marked the beginning of a long and protracted civil war and social turmoil in Rome. Thank you, everyone.